Hello, in this video we're going to be looking at the newaza of Takeshi Sasaki and Casse from Belgium, and then we'll have a look at their two matches against each other and how Takeshi Sasaki was able to get wins in those matches. So this video was made as a result of a request in the comments section, so thanks for that. So the first match we'll have a look at is Takeshi Sasaki versus Fujiwara. We see a tomoe attempt. It is okay to initiate a leg grab attack from newaza. It doesn't score, of course. So here he's against Fujiwara, who's the 2018 World Championship silver medalist. And it's righty versus lefty, and we're going to see a great Kosoto-gari attempt into juji-gatame. So Takeshi switched away from trying to complete the Kosoto-gari throw. Usually you'd see someone hopping on their free leg as they tried to force their opponent to the ground, but he just throws his own body to the ground, and you can see how that arm suddenly shoots out as the body weight of Sasaki drops to the floor. He's able to use that weight to separate the arm from Fujiwara's body. Fujiwara, of course, would have been more concerned with giving up the waza-ari. He wouldn't have been expecting a juji-gatame to be applied so suddenly. Now here's Casse from Belgium applying an armbar to Saied. Said's the 2018 world champion, and this time we see a counter Kosoto-gari juji-gatame. So very impressive work by Casse. He didn't have a good grip, but he was able to hop his left leg not just backwards but behind his right foot as he circled his right leg out of the Kosoto-gari and immediately switching to a juji-gatame attack. So here's another Casse armbar. This time we're going to see him pull guard against Turtle. As his opponent goes in for a weak stack attempt, Casse throws in the hips. And I love how his opponent goes to the ground here without conceding waza-ari or ippon, classical IJF style judoka. You know, they pull turtle before they go into bed at night. Never put your back straight on the ground. Here's a couple more. One thing you'll notice is Casse likes to attack the armbar off of the tomoe attempt. We've seen some sacrifice throws attempts from Takeshi earlier in the video. Both guys liking to attack the armbar. One thing Takeshi likes to do is counter the armbar by coming through with an armbar of his own. So in this situation, his opponent made a huge mistake in releasing their grips, and Sasaki was able to apply juji-gatame. So here's early clip from Casse's match with Sasaki. Notice how Sasaki is able to slide his right leg over when Casse attempts the tomoe so as not to have his right leg trapped. There he does it again, jumping to the side. He tries to catch Casse with his own armbar, but Casse spins out of that juji-gatame attempt. You see Sasaki hopping both legs across, able to keep himself much more balanced, turns his body towards Casse's feet, bumps that knee to get the arm out, then transitions to his own juji-gatame. As you can see, both of these guys were trying to catch the other in juji-gatames during transitions. But my main conclusion from this match is these guys are really tough to armbar. They're really good at transitioning. So Sasaki was the first one to get on the scoreboard. He got a waza-ari for that driving kochi-gari. Tried to follow up with a juji-gatame, but Casse was defending solidly. So there's the Kochigari again, driving through his opponent. Here's a really nice Sasaki escape. Tried to land in juji-gatame, but Casse was quick to respond, spin out, so he wasn't trapped. An attempted knee through by Sasaki, but Casse was able to turn into turtle. Another attempt at Kochigari. This time Casse once again getting away into guard.
We start quarterfinals. Women under 7.
Casse now getting a little bit wilder with his throws as he tries to reverse this waza-ari deficit. Clearly this is late in the fight. We see Casse coming forward super aggressively. I think the ref initially scored that as waza-ari and then they corrected it by a video replay. Now this is in the dying seconds of their first match. Casse looking to salvage something and he gets a waza-ari right in the dying seconds. You can hear the gong in the background. So this one went into golden score right at the beginning of the golden score period. Takeshi Sasaki with a beautiful Ippon Seoinage. So one conclusion you might take is that it's just too difficult to beat these guys with newaza. That's not what Sasaki thought. So initially, as Casse retreated to guard, Sasaki basically did his own version of pulling guard. He forced Casse on top of him and then was able to roll. Now from here he's going into waki-jime. It's a type of strangle created by Kashiwazaki. And from here he throws his arm behind Casse, and Casse has the opportunity, he thinks, to go to Sasaki's back, but Sasaki is able to detach his hips, keep his hips elevated in the air, and use his legs to pummel himself free of half guard, and then wind up in this pin. And Casse clearly puts in a huge amount of effort and athleticism in trying to escape, but just isn't able to get anywhere. So I'll have a look at some of this because there's so much going on. So Sasaki pulling guard, and he connects his hand to the collar of Casse. So that enables him to move around Casse's body. The risk for Sasaki would have been if Casse extended his left leg towards Sasaki's head, he would have been able to lift Sasaki's hips in the air. But because Sasaki gets that collar control, it enables him to stay attached to Casse's back, and he's able to follow Casse around. So here's an example of what I mean by extending the leg. You see Hamada Shori, who avoids getting caught in half guard by extending her opponent's leg. Sasaki was able to avoid getting caught with his hips in the air by attaching himself to Casse. And it was Sasaki that rolled Casse, not the other way. I'm not sure Casse really knew what was going on. So here we have a waki-jime. I'm going to include some examples of waki-jime at the end of the video. Now notice that Sasaki throws his right arm over the back of Casse, and he has his hips elevated. So when he throws his arm over the back of Casse, it creates an opening for Casse to possibly go towards Sasaki's back. But because Sasaki keeps his hips in the air, Casse isn't able to attach himself to Sasaki's body, and Sasaki is able to use his legs to pummel them free and establish Osai Komi. Next we'll have a look at waki-jime. So waki-jime is a technique that we don't see a lot in judo competition, but it was a move originally created by Kashiwazaki. And the best person in judo that I can think of this technique would be Miki Tanaka. Miki Tanaka's in the white judo gi. She was the 2010 silver medalist in the under 63 kilo division. Here you see she's holding her opponent's belt with her left hand and holding her opponent's near side collar with her right hand. And the right wrist forearm is against one side of the opponent's throat, pulling on the lapel. And with the other side, she's using her lat, connecting that with her opponent's neck and tilting her opponent's neck into her right forearm.